good morning. I hope you're doing well. This is Taiwo here, and I know I don't come on live regularly, but today I just wanted to come on here to talk about the fact that yesterday, officially, the tax season began officially yesterday. So IRS began accepting tax return for the 2025 tax season yesterday, and so I just wanted to come on here to talk about some of the things that you should be aware of to avoid mistakes or to avoid audits when you're filing your tax return. For those of you that are new to me, let me know if you are joining me, or if you can hear me, or if you can see this video. I just want to make sure that you know the volume is working well and that you can hear me properly. So if you are, can you hear me? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Falilat. Thank you for joining me. Can you hear me? Just thumbs up or say something so that I can, or maybe just do a wave or something so that I can know that you can hear me. So tax season began yesterday, and oh, thank you for that. It began yesterday, and I, as someone that has, reviewed hundreds and numerous tax return, and I've also helped, taxpayers resolve tax issues. I wanted to come on here to explain to you some of the things that you should be aware of as we are heading into tax preparation season. Now, if you are a business owner, regardless of the type of business that you own, whether you are an home care agency owner, or you are an investor, or you have a medical practice, or whatever business, there are certain things that you should be aware of. And also as an individual, so I'm going to talk about the individuals first. So if you are an individual and you know that your tax professional has never really walked you through your tax return, perhaps maybe they just prepare the tax return and they just tell you, oh, this is how much you owe, this is how much you're getting as a refund. I want you to do things differently this year. I want you to begin to ask questions about your tax return. The reason this is important is because you are essentially responsible for that tax return. You're going to sign off authorizing them to file the tax return. And when audit comes, when IRS letter comes, the onus is on you to prove that your tax return was properly done, and the onus is on you to also corroborate every document, every number that has been reported on your tax return. So your responsibility as a taxpayer is to ensure that whatever has been added on your tax return, you are aware about those numbers. Now, we understand that there are a lot of fraudulent tax preparers out there. You have to make sure that whatever tax return that is being prepared, your tax preparer is also signing off on them. You don't want to prepare a tax return where the individual has just written self-prepared, or they have added losses, huge losses that will end up giving you exorbitant refund. Now, when we talk about refund, everybody, yes, you want to get that refund, but have you asked that yourself that question? Is this refund reasonable? So is this refund something that can defend? So if you know that during the year you only paid, let's say, $5,000 in withholding taxes for the year, and the preparer has prepared your tax return and told you that you have a refund of $10,000 or a refund of $15,000, that is a big red flag. You should be asking them and ask that question: how did I get this much refund? Right? The other day I was talking to someone and he said that last year I got a refund of $15,000, and this year I'm open. And I said, unfortunately, we might not be the right person for you, because I don't know someone in your situation that will be able to get this much refund, knowing what I know about what you've told me. And typically for us, what we do is that before we even prepare your tax return as a new client, we are going to request for 2 or 3 years of a prior year tax return. So once we request for those documents, we are going to review it, and when we do our work, we usually compare this current year's numbers with the prior year numbers. And so in situations where we've seen that the prior year numbers were incorrectly prepared, we let the client know that this is what is going on. But the essence of this video is just to make sure that you are aware of everything that is going on your tax return. I cannot overemphasize this enough. I mean, we've seen IRS letters come through. We've seen audits, right? So don't just be going for the IRS refund. Don't just be saying that you don't want to, and particularly for those that are for business owners. If you're a business owner and you know that you had a good year, you made money, you made significant profit during the year, and you have not paid taxes on your income, you are going to owe. There is no, I mean, and you've not done any tax planning. There is no magic to the numbers, right? It is just the software. There's no magic to the numbers. If you have been profitable during the year and you never paid estimated taxes, you didn't do any tax plan, you didn't do anything, you are going to owe taxes at the end of the year. Because if your income, your sole income is just from the business, and your business made, for instance, $100,000 in profit for the year, and by profit I mean when you've subtracted all your expenses from your income, right? There is a high likelihood that you're going to owe during the year because you've not paid the taxes that is due on that income that you had during the year. So when you're going to file your taxes and someone tells you, as a business owner that has never withheld taxes before, and someone tells you that you're having a refund of 10,000, 15,000, whatever number, you should ask that question, like, how, I didn't pay any tax return, I didn't pay any tax during the year, how am I getting this refund, right? So again, just be aware that the responsibility is on you to ask the right questions, to ensure that your tax return is prepared well, and to ensure that you are not exposed to audits, right? Because at the end of the day, when those audits letter comes in, the IRS is not going to, usually they don't go over or go after the tax preparer. You're going to be the first line of contact. They're going to contact to send you the letter and tell you to send in all of the receipts and everything that has to do with that audit. So just be careful out there. Be careful out there. Please be careful out there. I'm saying this because at the end of the day, often when we see these letters, when clients comes to us to help them, in an audit, or they come to us to help them respond to IRS letters, these are some of the things that we see. And most of the things that they tell us is, I wasn't aware this is happening. I didn't know this was, added on my tax return. I didn't know this is what was, they keep claiming that, So, but the essence is that, again, you have to, be aware to an extent. Just ask those questions. And if you're not sure that your tax preparer is a professional, if you are not sure that they know what they're doing, please look for someone else, right? Look for someone that would explain everything to you and tell you, oh, this is why you're owing, this is why you're getting this refund, this is what the law says. And that way, it keeps you also informed about, how to properly plan for your taxes, how to properly plan and save on taxes. Because now when you have the right information, you're able to also utilize that information for your benefit for tax purposes. So please, we are currently accepting clients. If you are looking for a new tax professional, come and work with us. We will be happy to serve you this year. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Hopefully I can come back live again. I try to come on live, but I prefer doing the videos and just posting them. But this morning I just thought I should, do a quick live to, just kind of help you be aware out there. Just be aware and be careful out there. Be very, very careful out there. If you think that you are exposed to an identity theft or something like that, you can also request for an IP PIN. If you know that you don't want someone else to, to file your tax return, or you feel like you are at risk of an identity theft, you can also go to the IRS website and apply for an IP PIN. So that way, no one else can file your tax return. I hope this is helpful. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Oh, thank you, Bernice Atan. Thank you so much. Sorry, I was just talking. I'm sure you can relate to what I'm talking about. So for someone like you that does a lot of, audit and IRS representation and resolution, you see these questions, you see these problems all the time. And so I just thought I should, come on here as you're starting taxes, and let me just come on here and let people be aware that be careful out there. The highest refund, the biggest fat refund, might be an audit exposure for you. It might not be in your best interest. So please be careful, and I'll see you next time.